Our medical director, Dr. C. Everett Koop.
We can plan for and anticipate many things in life, but a health concern is usually not one of them. What I have learned over the years as a physician and as the Surgeon General of the United States and as a patient is that understanding a health problem can make a real difference. Over the next 30 minutes, we will take you through the very issues you are probably wondering about right now. By the end of our program, you will have the knowledge you need to better understand what you or a loved one is faced with and what can be done about it. No matter what challenges lie ahead, it helps to be knowledgeable and to stay informed. So stay with us, because we're going to help you do just that.
Hello, I'm Linda Ellerby. Stress and anxiety are a normal part of life, but we all experience them in different ways. We may feel stress not only from negative events, but also from positive changes like getting married, moving, or having a baby. But for some of us, stress can become so overwhelming that it can actually cause physical symptoms or make existing medical conditions worse. For others, anxiety might help trigger psychological disorders with very real medical symptoms. In most cases, these symptoms can be helped by effective treatments and strategies that can improve the quality of your life. Our program is made up of 4 different reports about stress and anxiety. In Report 1, we look at how the diagnosis is made and what is going on inside the body. In Report 2, we discuss what happens next. You'll learn about what kinds of health professionals you may encounter. Report 3 explores treatment and management options. And in Report 4, we address issues and answer questions that frequently arise. We'll be giving you a lot of information. To review it, use the booklet that comes with this program. You'll also find a place to write down questions and take notes when you're with your doctor, and a list of other resources that are available. Now, our first report.
Report 1. Understanding the diagnosis.
I just never knew that there was stress involved in my life. I just never knew that. And I didn't know what was going on. I'd have a headache, I'd come home and lay down, and I'd feel better and go back.
He said to me, "You're just stressed. You're a tired mother. It's the mother syndrome." Well, I knew that that was not true.
My first thought was that this has to be something physical. This can't be caused by something as simple as just anxiety. I didn't think that anxiety could cause all those physical symptoms.
It's not unusual for people experiencing physical symptoms to turn to their family doctor for help. But if the doctor says you have a problem with stress or anxiety, it can be hard to understand exactly what that means. For some people, it could mean you have a stress-related disorder or an anxiety disorder. This does not mean your doctor thinks you're crazy or making up your symptoms.
When you face the difficulties that you face, you've told me the difficulties that you've had with your daughter's death and the anxiety that comes up, it's very natural for us to have a stress response.
I tell them it's not all in their head. I tell them that their bodies and minds are connected, that they react physically to how they feel emotionally, and that it's a very natural response.
There's so much misinformation about stress-related disorders around today and anxiety disorders, and it's very helpful for the doctor to be able to say this is a medical condition like peptic ulcer or like hypertension. There are good medical treatments. They're non-addictive. It's not the person's fault they have this disorder, and it's something we can have a lot of hope for and a lot of good treatment for.
In some cases, having a problem with stress means that it is actually making an existing medical condition worse. If you suffer from high blood pressure, for example, stress may make your blood pressure go higher.
Blood pressure's up a little bit today.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's kind of been one of those weeks, and
If someone has had a heart attack, for example, we know that if you continue to be under a lot of stress after your heart attack, the chances of you dying within the 5 years after your first heart attack are something like 3 times the chances that if you learn to control your stress, learn to enjoy life, relax a bit, and get things under control.
But look at the pointed pillow. Aren't they beautiful?
Working 70 hours a week, Martin Bander knew his highly stressful job was anything but relaxing.
I would feel this tension and know that I was stressing myself, and yet I'd plow ahead and continue what I was doing, ignoring the ultimate consequences.
The ultimate consequence was that Martin suffered a major heart attack and had to learn how to control his stress to help prevent another one. Experts say what we're feeling emotionally can affect how we're feeling physically.
What scientists have learned is that stress or anxiety are associated with specific changes in how the brain works. And one of the things that happens is that the brain activates certain neurochemical systems that result in what we call a fight or flight reaction.
The fight or flight reaction is an important survival mechanism that we're all born with. When we perceive an immediate threat, the body automatically responds, preparing us to run away or to fight. This is a useful response if you're in physical danger. Unfortunately, the body may not discriminate between those situations that are truly physically threatening and those situations that are only threatening psychologically. And surprisingly, this can apply even when changes are positive. A new baby, a new job, moving to a new house. The fight or flight response involves the autonomic nervous system, which regulates functions like heart rate, breathing, and digestion. The autonomic nervous system is divided into 2 parts: the sympathetic nervous system, which generally speeds things up, and the parasympathetic system, which slows them down. These 2 systems usually work in harmony, and during the fight or flight response, the balance changes.
The parasympathetic nervous system tends to reduce the function of certain parts of the body that are not needed in the fight or flight reaction, so that those systems are calmed down and allow the sympathetic nervous system to activate parts of the body that are absolutely needed for one to fight or flee.
When we become frightened, the sympathetic nervous system becomes activated, preparing the body to respond to a threat. The sympathetic nervous system immediately triggers the adrenal glands, located above the kidneys, to send adrenaline into the bloodstream to mobilize the body. We feel this response in several ways. Breathing becomes more rapid in order to make more oxygen available to the body. Our hearts speed up, pumping more oxygen-rich blood to the vital organs and muscles. As a result, less blood goes to the skin, causing our hands and feet to become cold. Our muscles, energized from the oxygen-rich blood, tighten up, getting ready for a quick runaway or a knockout blow.
When we're psychologically threatened and we're not going to run away and we're not going to fight, the body still responds the same way physiologically. And over the course of months and years, these repeated activation of the fight or flight response can actually bring about lots of physical damage to the body.